Hey, y'all, happy Saturday. I'm glad to see y'all in the building. We doing a little trending topics today. We trying to do a quick express train. We going to be in and out, pulling out the station really quick, okay? So today's trending topics on this Saturday is bad decisions. A bunch of bad decisions. That's what we're talking about, bad decisions. So the first bad decision was Porsha Williams, Porsha Gubadia, whichever name she wants to go by. Bad decision. She decided she was going to tell Netflix that she got Nene issues. Her and Nene was supposed to appear together on the show The Upshores. And listen, Nene had a 4-year, almost 5-year rough road in this industry. Literally fighting her way back. Yes, she was. She had a dunk. She had a bob and weave. Yeah. Because once she accused Andy Cohen of some things, it was rough for her. She said she got blackboard, blacklisted, whatever you want to call it. Nobody would pick up the phone for Nene and give her a job. And just when she thought she was about to get one, next thing you know, they stopped calling her. She had a rough 4 years. So now she's getting a little comeback. She over there on Zeus, being the queen of Zeus. Did a little something on Lifetime. And now she had a little something going down with Netflix. And she said she was happy that she was going to be doing a little something for Porsha. Next thing you know, they flew out there. She gets on the set. She reads the script, reads her line, and she keep asking, where Porsha at? Where Porsha? I can't wait to see my boo. Where she be? So then they had to do a fill-in because Porsha wasn't there yet. She said she went back to a hotel room. Next thing you know, ring, ring, ring. She get a phone call. And they said, Nene? She's like, yeah. Talk to us, girlfriend. Did you get along with any other housewives? And they start going down the list. Come on, Sebastian, Lenithia. They call Lenithia. And they say, do you get along with this one, that one? Who do you get along with? Because Porsha says she don't get down with you like that. And she not coming. Say what now? I see somebody trying to get backstage, but we packed. We full. The train ride is full. So Nene like, what happened? What? What are you talking about? Nene was shocked, and I'm shocked too. Now, y'all know if y'all follow me, and I always told y'all, I stand by what I feel is right at the moment for the given situation. And y'all was beat me down with a stick because I was on Nene's back when it came to the Bravo thing. But I could call right when it's right and wrong when it's wrong. And this situation right here, Nene, Lenithia, Leaks, she right. Porsha is foul. Porsha told them she didn't get along, all this other stuff. So you know what you was trying to do, Porsha? You blackballed Nene at the Netflix. Because now they're thinking, the next project, they're thinking, well, we can't hire Nene because we're not going to be sure if she can work with the other people that we got lined up. I don't care how much you don't like somebody. Don't mess with their bag. Don't mess with their pocketbook. Don't mess with their livelihood, their money, their funds. Porsha, do you realize you going back to Roa? Nene helped lay the foundation for Roa. It could be 20 years from now. When people mention Roa, they're going to think Nene Leakes. And in the words of Nene, you never win when you play dirty. That was dirty what Porsha did to her. It was low. It was gutter low. Snake in the garden. And let me say this. Nene that whole time thinking just Andy and Bravo was blocking her. Well, wake up, girl. Open your eyes. Because you might have thought it was just Bravo. This time, thank God for Netflix, the Upshores, and everybody that called you, Nene, or you would have never known. Because all of those other times when you had deals on the table and then all of a sudden they was no longer there, you don't really know who called. You blamed it on Andy and Bravo and NBC and Universal and all of them, Truly Entertainment. You blamed it on them. But you never know. Sometimes it's the person right next to you. They smiling in your face and stabbing you in the back. What's that OJ song? Is it OJ's? You acting like you down with me. You feeling sorry for me. Meantime, you stabbing me in the back. And Nene reminded us when they wanted to kick you off the show, Porsha, after you got divorced from Cordell, Nene went to bat for you. Backstabbers. Come on, Katrina. You don't gotta like me. You don't have to like me. Don't stop my bag, though. Yeah, them backstabbers. Porsha, wrong road. Messy. And you going back the road. You better hope it goes well. And don't get me started because y'all know I'm emotional because y'all took my candy off. But anyway, I'm going to move on. We're going to talk about Bruno Mars. The word on the curve is he owes MGM Casino $50 million. That's a lot of money. First of all, I think it should be illegal for a casino to lend one person that much credit. $50 million? Bruno, go to Gamblers Anonymous because that's psychotic. That's sick. I'm not the gambling type. The max you may get out of me is $20 and tap, I'm out. I'd rather go buy me a Starbucks or something, but there's no way out. $50 million? See, you know what these entertainers need to wake up and understand? They're going to get you one way or the other. First of all, we have since learned that that industry is laced with substances. You come to the studio, you about to fall asleep. They're like, oh, here, take one of these. You'll stay up all night. Next thing you know, you coming back to them. What was that you gave me? Can I buy some? And you hooked. Always keep the light with you. The cocoa makes you work. They're not giving me nothing. I don't want nothing. I'm not leaving my kid here. No, I do not want you to give me a bottle of water. I'm coming with my purse. And if you a guy, get you a man bag. Have all your snacks in your bag. Keep your bag right on you so nobody don't slip nothing in your stuff. Come on, a fanny pack. Come on, Sebastian. You get thirsty, it's your own water. Matter of fact, I carry baby wipes with me everywhere. I ain't even going to use their toilet paper. Got my own stuff. And when I leave, and I'm coming with somebody, and I can't come in those situations. If you're a female, you can't come with another female. You need to come with somebody who can hold you down. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to pay for security. And I'm going to pay for armed security. Y'all better not mess with me. And if my armed security can't come with me in this situation, then it ain't getting done. See, that's why I told y'all, I like my things. I'm not in love with my things. If I got to exit the building, you can keep my Louis bag, the red bottles, the jewelry. I'm out. I can't get my life back. I can buy more things. Can't get my life back. Keep it. I like looking at the mansion, but if I can't live in the mansion, that's okay. I'll look at it and congratulate you and go home to my studio apartment where I got my integrity. I'm not hooked on no drugs, and I'm good. And you know, these artists now, when you got social media, you can self-promote. You keep singing on that social media, because if you are the voice, somebody gonna come get you. And you wait till somebody come that has some integrity. Yeah, you'll get discovered. See, sometimes people don't want to wait their turn. They want it to happen now. Come on, in my opinion. I know that's right. Yeah, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Get on there. You'll get discovered. And you keep saying no until you find somebody you can trust. And don't just sign the contract. Take it to your lawyer. I don't care if you got a $2 lawyer. Take it to your lawyer. Mm-hmm. Then I don't know how many of you heard of this. See, I'm from Jersey. I live in Jersey. I'm originally from the Bronx. In Brooklyn, New York, one day last week, a horrific scene on the train. 2 men get to fighting. A lady gets involved, stabs one man. That man pulls out his pow-pow, and unfortunately for him, the pow-pow got grabbed from him, his own pow-pow, and he got pow-powed in the head. Now he in critical condition, hanging on to a thread of his life. What, over an argument? I ain't arguing with nobody. I tapped out. No, no. I ain't doing all that. No. This month, to God be the glory, I'll be 54. I ain't arguing with people. I don't have time. I don't have time. Not arguing with nobody. For what? I walk away, turn away. But let me tell y'all this. This is my word. Don't test me now. Just because I said I'm not going to argue and I walk away, don't test me, because I'll do what I got to do when I got to do it. But I ain't that girl no more. But the girl still lives in me. You understand? Now, if you paid her, the first page I ain't going to answer. The second page, you're going to wake me up. The third page, I'll be like, what's up? What's good? Come on now. But I'm in my calm stage. What did Nene say at one time? I'm in my soft era. I'm soft and pink and calm and kind. But if you page the chick, she might answer. So don't be paging me. Come on now, my resist the call. Yes, I resist the call. But don't keep paging me now. Because I'm going to ask you what's good. What's up? But you got to be careful. You on the train, everybody's scared. People don't even want to ride the subway anymore. The subway, the New York subway is like the wild, wild west. I'm being serious, y'all. They ready to deploy the armed services out there with the Army. What's the other ones? They're ready to put them in the subways. National Guard. Come on, Sebastian. Come on, Sebastian. 2024 is your year. You on it. You on it. The New York subway is the wild, wild west, and they got the nerve to be up in the fair. Stop it, girl. Come on now. I used to live on Townsend Avenue in the Bronx. Grand Concourse. Okay. 161st Street over there by Yankee Stadium. Holla to the Bronx. But let me tell you, wild, wild west on the subway. You could be minding your business and somebody will come push you on the tracks. Where they do that at? You're charging me all this money to get on the subway. I'm going to need protection. Yeah. The National Guard, the Army, they deploying everybody out there to try to save New York. Yeah, they up the fares. It's ridiculous. Come on, facts. I'm from New Jersey. I'm not riding no subway. Deaf people, come on now. It's crazy. I love to go to this city. It's a shame. It's a shame that we can't even live our life. We paying so much in taxes. We getting underpaid. The people with the student loans, they playing with them. One moment they told them your student loans were forgiven. The next minute they say, no, we made a mistake. Figure out how to pay your student loans. They up the taxes. What gives? And now I can't even take my kid on the train so we could go to the park for free with my picnic basket because I might be unalive. We're going to talk about it. Child, it's crazy. But listen, guys, I need to board this train. And I hope you're hitting the like button. The diva working and working and working and working. And all I ask y'all to do is hit the like button. And y'all hit the like button. I counted the tickets from last night's show. Y'all didn't hit the like button. Hit the like button. Come on, I love going to the city. And you stay next Saturday for my birthday. I'll go to Broadway for my birthday. I'm going to see Aladdin. Yeah, the Diva's going to see Aladdin. Well, I won't be on no subway. We'll be in the car. We driving. We gonna park. Messing with nobody's subway. New York better stop playing. It's so expensive as is, and now you can't get on the subway. I need to board the train. Hit the like button, people. Hit the like button. Yes, I got gypped last night. I counted the tickets, and some of your passengers, y'all hopped the train. Jamie, this is going to be my first. I've been trying to see this forever. I saw The Lion King. The Lion King was amazing. And now I'm going to go see Aladdin this year. Yes, I am. I don't do Uber. No, you know why? Because you know what the problem is with the Uber and the Lyft? You could have just came out of jail and you go online and you sign up and you could be an Uber and a Lyft driver. I'll pass. No, I don't do Uber or Lyft. No. My son was like, I'm going to get an Uber. No. See, the New York City taxi drivers, they got to take tests. They go through a whole program before they can get in the taxi and drive. This Uber and Lyft thing, oh. And listen, with these people with the Uber Eats, I don't do that either. They be in the car eating your French fries before they get to you, and then you wonder why you only got 10 fries because they ate them. And they probably sipped on your milkshake too. I need to board the train, people. I need the what? I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It's Saturday evening, and we're doing trending topics, and it's called Bad Decisions. We got Nene, and Porsha on the docket, Bruno Mars, and we're going to talk about the Brooklyn train station situation. Do y'all remember? If you're old enough, you'll know who I'm talking about. The group Houdini. Houdini. One of them from that group is a New York City train conductor, and he said he ain't going back to work because he was on the train that day. Let me board this train because I done talked too much. I done talked enough. Let me board the train, bring the people on. Hey, Leo.
Good evening, Diva.
Good evening. Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, Diva. Choo-choo.
Choo-choo. Hey, Rain. Hey,
Hey,
Savannah.
Diva.
Hey, Rita. Hey, Sebastian.
Choo-choo.
Hey, Julius. Choo-choo. Hey, Tay-Tay. Listen.
Hey, y'all. Choo-choo.
Choo-choo.
Listen, I'm glad y'all are here. Come on now. Listen, I'm glad y'all are here. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. We got 230 people in the building, only 118 likes. Hit the like button. But we're going to get into this. We're going to start out. We got to talk Nene and Porsha because this thing is so layered. is so layered. Here's the thing, what I don't understand about some friends. If I've been good to you, we've been friends. Let's say we've been friends 5 years. If I've been good to you for 4.9% of the time of those 5 years, and in one little thing, I made a misstep. Do you trash the whole 5 years in the garbage? Oh, what are we doing here? You gonna trash it all away? Porsha tried to say because Nene didn't check on her when she got a divorce, it was announced she was getting a divorce. But hold on, sis. I was just with you and your man on vacation. Hold on, sis. Me, you, and your man, and my man, we all had lunch. I just thought it was y'all was going to get back. I didn't know what was going on, and I wanted to give you some time. You going to trash everything away and then tell somebody I'm difficult to work with because I didn't give you one phone call? I'm going to need you to start adulting and stop it. We all busy in life. But just because I didn't call that 1 second, the minute you thought I should have called, don't mean that I'm a bad friend. But when you want to stop my bag, no matter how mad you are at me, and that's gutter low, and that's messy. Now, I know many of you seen it already, but we're going to remind ourselves. Let me just bring this up here. We're going to remind ourselves of this Nene and Porsha situation. Porsha, I like you, but this was messy. This was hecka messy. Let's just get reminded of the situation by Miss Lanithia Leaks. Let me see if it'll play for us.
A disappointing video, but nonetheless, here goes. So earlier this week, I was told by my management company that the Netflix scripted series called The Upshaws were interested in casting me for a part. In Upshaws, it's Mike Epps and Wanda Sykes. Directing this particular episode is Kim Fields. I was excited to do it. It's a comedy. I love comedy. I used to have a comedy show out on the road. Some of you guys know. So comedy is something that I love to do and was really happy to do it. As the talks went on, we agreed upon whatever we agreed upon. I was to fly out to LA on Tuesday. They told me that Porsha William Gubadia was also playing in this particular series. She would be side by side with me. Excited. I haven't seen Porsha. We always have a good laugh when we see each other. So I was just like, okay, so me and Porsha are going to kill this part. I get to LA on Tuesday. They tell me to go straight to the studios. I need to go into wardrobe. Once I got into wardrobe, I'd chosen to wear like this silver color. They showed me a picture of Porsha. They said that Portia's wearing something similar in color, and maybe I would choose something else because we were going to be, side by side doing this scene. No problem. I gave them a whole different look. They told me we were going to be having rehearsal. At rehearsal, I didn't see Porsha. There was a stand-in. We broke for lunch. We came back. We were going to do a whole run-through. I still didn't see Porsha. I'm just waiting to see Porsha, right? I'm excited to see Porsha. I'm like, well, I want to, make that Porsha set. So me and her can chop it up. So Porsha never came. We wrapped for the evening. I went back to my hotel. When I got to my hotel, production called me and asked me if I had any issues with any housewives because they were going to be recasting the other position. And I was like, oh my God, no, like what? And they were going to recast the position that Porsha was playing. I was like, what? Why? And they said, do you have any issues with Kim Zolciak, Cynthia Bailey, Marlo Hampton? And I was like, no, like I just saw Kim recently and we talked. I talked to Cynthia Bailey often. I talked to Marlo Hampton often. No, like they ultimately cast Cynthia Bailey and she was flown out to LA on Wednesday. We did the part together. I was later told that Porsha did not show up to work and had said that she did not want to work with me that we had issues from the past, and she did not want to work with me. Let me take that in for a second. Listen, I am more than disappointed. Porsha and I have double dated a few times, okay? Okay. Simon had a birthday. We were all in Miami together. We hung out for the whole weekend to celebrate Simon's birthday. We all decided one weekend to go to Vegas to see Usher. We all went to Vegas to see Usher, couples. I was in Dubai. Porsha and Simon were in Dubai. We all hung out. Yanni and I have gone to Simon and Porsha's home to hang out, party, drink. My son came over, brought hookahs. We ate African food, had a great time. Of course, Porsha had a wedding, and I'm at her wedding. I've seen Porsha in Atlanta out. We've laughed and talked. I am shocked that Porsha would go to a production company. I am shocked to hear that Porsha would go to a production company and say that she doesn't want to work with me because we've had a lot of issues in the past. What lots of issues that we had in the past. Mind you guys, I haven't been a housewife in over 4.5 years, okay? Besides that, as Black women, okay, when you call a Black woman angry, difficult, we've got problems, I can't work with them on set, that is a death trap for a Black woman in the industry. We don't have any issues that we can't work together. We are professionals. We get on set and we work together and do what we got to do. Your issues in the past, if you had to pick a housewife, it certainly wouldn't be with me. It would have been with Kenya. It would have been with Candy. Those were your major issues. We've had petty things. We're on a reality show. So we obviously are going to have some sort of issues, but we've not had anything where we could not work together. I'm sad and disappointed that Porsha would go to any company and say that she's had issues with me and we cannot work together. That is a lie. I text her. So it's not like I'm doing this video. I didn't text her. I text her. And she sent me a text back saying that she's going through her divorce and I didn't reach out to little sis. Are you serious? You and your husband were just happy and smiling in Dubai. I thought you guys were having a fight and maybe you guys are going to get back together. I don't know what y'all personal business are. I don't want to be nosy, okay? I don't want to invade your privacy. Maybe you need some time. I don't know what you need. I was happy to see her and talk to her and chop it up then. I don't want to pry. Yes, Yanni and Simon are hanging out together, but that has nothing to do with me. I'm not hanging out with Simon. Yanni's hanging out with Simon. I can't change this relationship with that man. I wouldn't let him change my relationship with Porsha. It's disappointing. It's very disappointing that you would do that. It's very disappointing. And people need to stop. They need to stop doing that. That's not right. When Porsha and I were on Housewives together, she was divorcing her first husband, and I fought for Porsha to stay on the show. I went to production and talked to whoever I needed to talk to at Bravo to just put my 2 cents in that I felt like she should stay on the show. When she drugged Kenya off that couch, she was saying all kind of things. I got down on my knees and put my hand over her mouth so that she wouldn't dig herself into a bigger hole than she was already in. The bottom line is Porsha did not want to share the spotlight. That's it. And professionals can share the spotlight. Porsha is not a star. She is a Bravo celebrity. Be clear. Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
That was her. Listen, she said that
told
part
no
at the end.
lies.
She said that part at the end because she's piping hot mad. So listen, I'm gonna get ready to come to you, Leo, but I want to say this really quickly first. Y'all know if you watch me, I would beat Nene down with a stick in terms of everything that went against Bravo and Andy Cohen. In my opinion only, and no one has to agree with me, I'm 10 toes down for Nene in this one. And she said it clearly in there, because I know some people are upset that she did this on the platform, right? She said it in there. I text this girl first, because I texted to see, am I wrong? Did I get it twisted, right? She texted her. So in my thought process, that means she never said it was a lie. What you, the information you know is a lie. She just said, I'm mad at you because I'm getting a divorce and you ain't called me. No, girlfriend, the people done told me you said all this. Is it true or is it a lie? I think it's wrong. And you know what? 2024 is the year of exposure. You got to get exposed, baby girl. Why? Because you sitting here trying to block my bag. Now, has Nene, y'all know I said it here, so I ain't going to backtrack on what I said. Has Nene done people dirty? But yes, we can't keep giving people a lick for the past. This girl's trying to work her way back. She over there on Zeus. She did Lifetime. And see, before, everything was a speculation as to who was blackballing her, but she knows she was being blackballed. But this time, she got clear evidence that this is what's been said about you. And somebody told me, and it was my thought process too. I don't know if it was Funky Dynamic, Armand Wiggins, or whatever. Porsha, because she's going back on Roa, in my opinion, and he said it, and I'm in agreement with it, she want to back away from Nene because she knows the trouble that Nene has with that network. So, like they said, you could have said, I got the flu. I tripped over, my legs swollen. I'm vomiting right now, got diarrhea, whatever. But to not show up, you're not professional, in my opinion, to not show up, and two, to not show up and give the excuse because this one is the problem. You're not being professional, and not only that, you're blocking the bag of your fellow sister. And like Nene said, I done went to vacation with you, to the Usher concert in Vegas, and we just had dinner. And you yourself, Porsha, when you got your contract for Roa, you told the people, no, don't call you Porsha Williams. You said Porsha Gubadia. So now you make this announcement about you and your husband, and because Big Sis didn't call you, you going to tell the people where I got to make my bread and butter that I'm difficult? Wrong road, Porsha. Leo, you're up.
I totally agree. Porsha, you out of line and you was out of pocket. You really, really took it to that level that you tried to stop your good girlfriend bag. That you was just kikiing and laughing up. Well, that's the part I don't like. Now, if Porsha had some deep down resentment with Nene, then why y'all hanging out in Dubai? Why y'all double dating? Why y'all going to Vegas? But because you getting back on Roa, I totally agree. The light bulb went off. I totally agree that now she back in the pockets of Bravo. She don't want to be associated with Nene. That's what it was. But you could have made some other moves, or either just told the truth, girl. Just told the truth and just said, look at Nene, I'm in a predicament right now. Yes, I am getting a divorce and I need to get this check. And it might be better if I'm not associated with you. So therefore, tell the truth to Nene, but also tell the people on set, I can't come in today. I have other obligations I forgot about. I can't come in. I won't be able to do it. But don't put the line out there that she's difficult when you've been hanging and chilling and kikiing with her. I really find that underhanded. But Porsha doing nasty work and Nene doing nasty work too. Because Nene said, Porsha is not a star. She is a Bravo celebrity. I said, oh, yes. There you go, Nene.
There you go. A professional. Listen, one of my favorite movies is The Notebook. Do you know that those two, the main characters, both said they couldn't stand each other? You would never know when you watch that movie.
The man and the woman?
Yeah, they said in real life they couldn't stand each other. They have problems with each other. You wouldn't know when you look at that movie, though.
That's professionalism.
That's professionalism.
That's
That's
professionalism.
professionalism. And can I tell you, I could work with anybody. That's my bag. That's my money. And I will never do you dirty, never do you wrong. Come on now. This your money.
And
Let me see you. So go ahead, Bill.
Me and you, D, were both kind of long in it too, and we don't work with some difficult people. People who didn't like me.
Woo.
I don't care about that. I really don't. I can't earn my coin, and I can't do my job. I really don't care who like me or who don't like. That's not my problem. That's your problem. Can you call me out on my job? No, you cannot. Can you say I didn't do what I was supposed to? No, you cannot.
Right.
That not liking me part is not an issue because I'm still gonna earn my money. And 9 times out of 10, I outlasted all of them. So what?
You know what? You said that's a whole nother word for another day, Leo. You and me both. So this is what Funky Dineva said. It's sad because what it boils down to is Porsha has been privy to backroom conversations about Nene by Bravo, Andy, and NBC Universal, and she doesn't want to be attached to Nene professionally. All of this is fine. Where she went wrong was using Nene as a scapegoat. What Porsha should have said was A, she was sick and got COVID. B, she was too stressed from her pending divorce to do it. C, she has conflicted obligations acted at the same time. Making Nene the issue was not nice. I agree. Go ahead.
I agree too. That's what I said. I got other obligations. I had something going on. My calendar got confused. My agent got confused. Whatever. But don't put it on Nene.
That part. In my opinion, you're right.
I'm definitely on Nene's side. Listen here. And this was a hard one for me because I'm a fan of both of them. But let me tell you something. At 42, okay, I don't care if I'm mad at you, okay? I'm going to show up to work, okay? You ain't finna stop my bag, okay? I don't know nobody at 42, and she's a mom, okay, that's finna be a single mom again. Why you turning down chicks like you rich? Because, let's be clear, this lawsuit is going to have your behind in it too because you was married to this man and you were traveling on these jets with him. So this 1-point-something million he owe, it might come on you, sis. But see, you never win when you play dirty. And that was the one thing that Nene said that rings true. You never win when you play dirty. She was trying to play a dirty game of cat and mouse, and she got the mouse. Nene still won because she still got that bag and she got to do it with Cynthia Bailey. Choo choo.
Choo choo. And you know what though? And Nene better think about that because after all she did to Cynthia was the ultimate professional, got on that plane, came there and did that show.
In one day too, because this was on Tuesday. She was there on Wednesday.
Come on now.
What show did Cynthia do? I didn't hear that.
They did.
She did Upshaws with Nene.
The Upshaws.
Oh, she did do. Okay, good.
She went in and filled in for Porsha. When you're up.
Well, y'all know that Porsha, Tarrant Tubman had to kick her off the Underground Railroad, so y'all can't expect too much. But what didn't happen? Porsha then got over there with Bravo, and Bravo got in her ear, and I think Bravo told her. Because look at the excuse she used. That's lame. You didn't come to young sis. That was just something made up. I think she was told something by Bravo, insinuating, we're not working with Nene, or you know what I mean. Just saying, just like, hey, if you're going to work with her, maybe we can't work with you. It may be some kind of a conflict. So maybe she did that to hold her job. But Bravo still, I think it was wrong. I mean, like Nene said, they're professionals. You're acting. Okay? Just act like, if you don't like them, do the acting like you do like them. That's what professionals do. And there's been a lot of stars that hated each other's gut, but when they got on their screen, you would have never known it. It's a lot of them that admit to that, but Porsha better hope she didn't shoot herself in the foot. When you do people dirty like that, other people are watching. They may not say nothing, but
Mm-hmm.
they watching.
Mm-hmm.
So if Nene becomes a great
Especially a name
success,
like Netflix.
yeah, and Nene was right. She is a Bravo celebrity. Okay, you don't know nobody. I don't think anybody knows Porsha outside the Housewives or One Nation, whatever that show she's on. At least Nene's been on some sitcoms and things like that that people do know her. So like like Opinion said, you're gonna turn down a check, but maybe she feel like she was turning down a less of a check, and she's gonna have this long run on Bravo. I don't know, but I thought it was wrong. And with the reality TV, I feel reality TV is breaking up friendships, is breaking up families.
Woo!
I could see if you get on there and says, look, you know how they say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whatever happened doing filming and everything, let it stay there. They know they have to have a level of excitement to get stuff going, to get a storyline, but it should be an underlying thing. Look, no matter what we go through, whatever we say, we got to come back and still be together. This is a show. We getting paid for it. Now, if they wasn't getting paid for it, one thing, but we getting paid for it. So we're gonna do our job. We're gonna do it work, and get paid. But after that, we should still, if we came in as friends, like Nene and Kim. I mean, they came in as friends. Isn't that sad? I mean, she said they're talking now, but to see two best friends and to see how it played out on television, you know, I just think that they should look after everything. At the end of the day, we can still be friends. This is a stepping stone for us. Some of them gonna step a little bit higher, whatever. But it's gonna put us out there. If you play the game right, after you're gone from the Housewives, you got something else you can do. Frankie, what's her name? Frankie Bethany, Bethany Frankie, whatever her name is. She's doing all that skinny stuff. So she did something. So it's an opportunity. Don't mess it up for somebody else.
I appreciate you, Wayne. Thank you so much. Ladon, darling, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Porsha is hurt because she lost her man the way she got him. Well, I'm trying to tell you. And now it's playing out dirty. It's playing out dirty. But don't hurt people because you're hurting, and especially don't hurt their pocketbook. Julius, you're up.
I stand with Nene in this, and I love how she articulated it. She didn't go off the handle. She didn't be all crazy. She stuck to the point, and she genuinely and sincerely conveyed her hurt. And she's like, we were doing all this stuff. We was chilling, everything, and you go and you do this. And I love that she gave props to Cynthia Bailey for shooting the scene with her. Because I think they probably had some friction or whatever. But
They have been made up, but it was.
But
Yeah, go ahead.
It was just like the principle of the thing. But it was like she came through where Porsha couldn't be a grown woman and own up to her. Everybody goes through divorces. Divorces happen, but you don't burn people who you want in your support network. Now Nene has every right not to support her. Every right. And and her reasoning is whack. And I think that Porsha, she needs to come off her high horse a few notches.
Thank you, Julius. Q said, y'all, how did Porsha mess it up for Nene if she's still from the episode? Because Porsha left a negative feeling in their mind, right? So Nene had already did her part, and she went back to the hotel. And they called them, was like blah blah blah. So in the future, if I'm thinking about having housewives, the first thing that's going to come up is, y'all don't hire Nene, because we don't know if the other person that we hire to do the scene with Nene gets along with them. We ain't got time for this drama. We ain't got time for the drama. So she did. She continued the narrative that Nene said was happening to her because of all the words she spoke against Bravo, which now we see others are coming out and saying things about Bravo and Andy Cohen. And it's one thing if it's the Bravo and their execs and their people. It's another thing if it's your sister, your big sis, that you are stabbing in the back. That's the one she can't get along with. That's Porsha and her now estranged husband, Nene, her man, and another couple. You can't deal with Nene, really, but you can go on vacation with her. She could be at your house. Y'all can eat chicken together. Big sis and little sis. Sebastian, you're up.
Hello. Okay. So I'm not shocked at all. I mean, this is Portia we're talking about. If she could steal friends' husbands, you don't know what else she can do to friends. I know some people say that was not her friend. Fallon was not her friend. There are former pictures of them together, guys. Um, Nene has protected Portia through a lot. And trust me, I don't like Nene. She's not fully innocent in this either. But Nene has protected Portia through a lot. Portia has inflicted violence on people. Nene has defended her, fought for her to stay on the show. They demoted her to a friend of. Nene brought her back as a housewife. I remember when all the women didn't want to speak to her. Nene tried to put unite the girls around Portia and everything. It's horrible, but I expect this from Portia because this is what Portia does. Portia is a user. That's exactly what she is. She's a user. She'll use you till she's done with you. That's how Portia does her mess. She uses people. She used Fallon to get her man. She used she used Shamia at one point. Um, Portia's a horrible person, and it's evident here. And if people still want to support Portia after knowing all this, that's on them. But we all know Portia is very much a gutter snipe human. She's horrible. She's horrible. And Nene did. I love that that read where she said Portia is not a star. She's a Bravo celebrity. That is so true. I don't think there's anyone that knows Portia Williams outside of Bravo. I don't think there's anything you can really say about Portia Williams outside of Bravo. At least Nene, we know she was in Glee. She was in Glee. Nene was in a lot of these things. She was on Bravo.
HSN.
Right. Portia actually accused Candy of a whole crime and got away with it on national television. I'm done with Portia. Portia's dumb as rocks. She's still stupid. I want her to be able, when she can spell Netflix and when she can spell hard to work with, we can really have a conversation about Portia. She needs to spell those.
Thank you, Sebastian. Savannah, you're up.
So this just goes to prove that every smiley face ain't no friendly face. And I think in these real reality TV shows, the word friend is used so loosely here, and it's just quite evident. So this, I'm not surprised by it. I'm not a fan of either Portia or Nene, but if Portia could take another cast member's husband, physically attack uh, Kenya, Cynthia, even her own family on her spinoff show, and I'm not at all surprised that this she did this to Nene, and Nene True Fashion, she's going to bring it out to social media. I'm standing with Nene on this one though, because she is right. Portia is being, this is clear and evident. Bravo blocking Nene from doing from her bag, from making money, and it just it saddens me because I like the Upshaws. I think that is such a cute, positive show. I've seen it since season one, and I hate that now they're mixed in some ugly Bravo drama housewife mess. I celebrate Cynthia for coming in and taping so fast, and I'm glad that they were able to get Nene on there, and I'm excited to see them both. To see how they're intertwine into their stories there. But I'm not surprised on Portia and how she and her lame excuse of it's because Nene didn't check in on her after her divorce, but you were just together traveling and smiling in each other's faces. Portia is one of those fair weather friends. She just followed the money trail, and I don't think Portia's a victim in any of this. I'm not gonna be watching Roa next season. Candy's not there, so I'm not interested in it. I'll be watching Escape SWB Part Two. I'm excited about that one coming back. So I I'll be watching to see Nene on the Upshaws.
Thank you, Savannah. Katrina, you're up.
Yeah. About the both of them. Nene have done some questionable things as well, and so has Portia. Maybe Portia did the wrong thing, like Wayne said. Maybe Bravo told her, you know, you got to watch out for your paycheck because this is your paycheck now because Simon is gone, and Simon wasn't much of a paycheck anyway. But Portia was on Dish Nation, and she did do some videos. Remember Trillville the Cut? But anyway, like I said, because Nene have done some questionable things too. Because I remember when Nene was saying the girl should get fired. And yes, Portia did do that to Candy, but you got to realize she said she heard, and that what saved her job. By she saying she heard that's what you wanted to do to me. Not saying that Candy was going to do it. She said she heard. And that was the key word right there. But either way, they should learn how to get along with each other. They're black women in the industry and they both trying to make it. And when we saying Portia took her co-worker husband, first of all, those people were not friends. And I've seen people work on jobs and go out with other people's husbands all the time, which is not right, but that's something they do. That's not in my character, but that's something in somebody else's character. But the thing of it is, Nene had done some questionable things. Portia did the wrong thing at this moment. But like Wayne said, I think Portia was looking at the other outcome of it if Bravo did tell her something like that. So I just hope the best for them. And like I said, both of them did some questionable things in their life and on the TV show. So I don't know. Hopefully, the show will go on, the Upshaws will go on whatsoever, and Portia will make it with Aurora and all that. But we'll see how it play out. That's all I got, y'all.
I appreciate you. Tay, you're up.
Well, I agree with everybody, but I would rather keep my distance away from Nene Leaks because how many times she gonna stab you in
Girl,
the
she killed me
back?
with this talk.
Go ahead, Tay.
How many times you gonna stab me in the back? I rather keep my distance away from her. That's all I gotta say, Diva.
Thank you. Emmanuel, you're up.
Okay, thank you, Diva. I've been waiting patiently. I think today's opposite day because out of all the time, now you're with Nene, and unfortunately, I'm not. So I disagree with everything everybody said. But before that, let me start by saying I hate that this is happening because they're my favorites. I love Nene and I love Portia. And I hate that the Candy and Kenya fans on social media are enjoying every moment of this. But I am with Portia only because I think we've seen by now that Nene is not a good friend, and this is a pattern. So I have a really good memory, so I'm gonna tell y'all 3 times that we've seen this happen. So, the first was when Portia was pregnant. I remember at that reunion, Andy asked, "Who gave you a baby gift, or who like congratulated you?" Portia said, "Everybody but Nene." I remember that. Then there was another reunion where Kenya Moore said that when the group found out that Portia was going to be on Celebrity Apprentice, Nene called everyone to say, "Well, what are we going to do about it?" And then the third time was when Nene went on Watch What Happens Live and said Phaedra and Portia should be fired. So Nene has tried to take food out of Portia's mouth before. Portia this time, she at the end of the day, Nene's still on the episode, and I get what you're saying, Diva, about the like she badmouthed her and it's a reputation. The reality is Nene already has a bad reputation out there. So Portia pulling out really isn't gonna do anything. She's still on the episode. Had she not gone on social media, we would have never even known about this. I think Nene, as much as I love her, she is messy. I don't know why her first impulse is to go on social media and talk about stuff. That's what got her in this predicament in the first place with Andy. So again, Portia, all she wants, you can't go around calling yourself a big sis and you're not gonna be a big sis. And another thing, y'all remember the thing that initially broke up Candy and Phaedra was that Phaedra felt that Candy wasn't there for her when she was going through her divorce, and that's why Nene and Phaedra got really connected. So if Nene knows that divorces are hard and it's a tough thing to go through, why wouldn't you reach out to Portia? In the video, she was like, "Well, I thought y'all were gonna get back together." Well, you would know that if you would pick up the phone and call her like a good friend. That's all a friend wants. Knowing that there's gonna be somebody who cares for you and is gonna call you and say, "Hey, are you okay?" It don't take no more than 2 minutes. So I'm with Portia on this. I really am.
I'm trying to breathe. You could be with Portia, but I'm really trying to breathe. So
Oh God.
if
It's
you
true, Diva. It's true.
but let me
Emmanuel, are you okay?
that come
Well,
on
here's
now.
the
Wait,
thing.
hold
The
on.
phone work both ways.
Yeah, right. The phone do work both ways. But let me just say this really quickly. So you don't like me because that's you don't like me behavior, right? You don't like me. So why when you was with your husband and y'all doing a couple things, you good with me going to Vegas to see Usher with you? You good with me coming to Miami to hang out for your husband's birthday? But now all of a sudden, couple months later, I'm the devil and you can't work with me.
Speak
You
on it,
was
Diva.
up close and personal. We was darn near sitting on each other's lap to take that selfie. But now, because I didn't call you, because all of that stuff that you said happened, it happened before she married Simon Gubadia. So you got over it. They was in Dubai together. Come on, Sebastian. So you got over all of that then. That we all up like this now. Your man know my man know your man, and we chilling. A birthday party is personal. So we do all that together, but you going to tell a whole network.
And a wedding. Don't forget the wedding. She was at the wedding too.
She was at the wedding too. So you want to tell a whole network that you can't do nothing with me. But you did Dubai with me. You did Miami with me. You did your wedding with me. I'm just saying, you got to make stuff make sense.
But that was before. That was before she was hurt by Nene. And another thing, because y'all keep talking about.
No. You said the baby shower.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying it's a
She
pattern.
already had hold on. She already had a baby when she married Simon.
Right.
Come on now, man. Well, let's not roll the train back to try to change the past.
No, Diva, she forgave her.
We can't rewrite history. But those are the things you named to say why Porsha was justified in doing what she did. If you forgot all of that stuff and allow me to come to your wedding, you forgot all that stuff, and I was hanging out with your husband on the birthday, on the this, on the that, and whatever. But now here it comes for me to make my money in my bag all of a sudden, and it just happens to line with the fact that now you getting your roller check again. You can't work with me.
But Diva, when I mentioned those times, it took time. It took time for Portia to forgive Nene and for them to come back together. And then another thing, because y'all keep talking about professionalism, Portia has never said she's an actress. She's a reality TV star and a journalist by name.
So don't
She's not
accept
an actress.
acting roles. Then don't accept acting roles.
Can
Don't
she
accept
spell
acting roles.
journalist? Can she spell journalist?
Yeah. I'm not even gonna go that low, Sebastian, but don't accept acting roles then. If you're not an actress, stick to what you know and only do reality TV and only be a Bravo celebrity like Nene says she was.
But wasn't she doing acting when she did the musical Two Can Play That Game?
I don't even listen. Here's the thing, Emmanuel. If you forgive somebody, forgive them. If you don't forgive them, don't forgive them. But don't try to bring up all of this stuff that you already forgave to try to justify what you did. We could call a thing a
It's
thing.
living in the negative.
Y'all know how I felt about Nene and the whole Bravo situation, and I didn't back down no matter how many tomatoes got thrown at me. But I ain't backing down here either. It was not professional. And if the worst thing people can be mad at is because Nene turned on her camera and called a thing, then whatever. Sometimes you got to expose the snakes. And I'm going to say 2024, again, is the year of exposure. You can't sit there. The very thing that I've been fighting for 4 years straight is the people been blackballing me, and that's why I haven't been working. And here you are, my sister, and you blackball me. So I'm trying to tell Nene this. Don't think it was just Bravo, because this is a clear sample of God is talking to you, honey. He's trying to tell you something. The whole time you think your old Andy, Bravo, NBC, Universal, whoever, child, you don't know what other one of your fellow housewives might have been trying to block you too. You were just lucky that it was this type of production, and they just straight up came out and told you, yo, your girl says she ain't want to work with you. So before we try to call 10 other housewives and get somebody to replace them, and then they end up saying they don't like you either, who can you work with? Because that's who we gonna call. That's what they did. And so we can twist this thing up, throw it in a bucket, spin it around, and put it in the blender, but it ain't never going to work that way. Wrong is wrong and right is right. I don't care how I feel about nobody. I'm not going to block your bag. And I most certainly ain't going to block your bag if you look like me. And I could not like you at all. I'm not doing that.
And Nene and Cynthia had issues too, and they still work together on Upshaws. Choo choo.
Choo choo, in my opinion. And here's the thing. You repeated a narrative that is already out there about her that she is fighting back against. That's why she's really pissed. The narrative is already out there. And it's funny. Everybody's saying Nene shouldn't have took to social media. What's funny about that is, when I was saying that about Bravo, when I said that about Monique, the comedian, everybody told me, why not? But in this situation, y'all saying this was dreadful of Nene to take it to social media. Come on now. Y'all got to pick a struggle and stick with it. Monique can stay all day long on social media saying that Oprah, Tyler Perry, and everybody did her wrong, and people like, let her speak. It got to be out. But Nene turns on her camera and she clearly said, I spoke to the chick before I did this. She said, I spoke to her. I texted her. And when she texted me back was ridiculous. Nene told us exactly what Porsha said and why Porsha was mad.
Well, I would like to hear Portia's side because we've only heard Nene's. I would like to hear the other perspective.
Well, you don't need. You heard it. You heard it. Silence is golden in so many ways. Because Nene said on there, Emmanuel, I text her. All she had to say is, "Big sis, I'm going through the divorce, and you ain't even checked for me." So you tell people I can't work with you because I didn't check on you. Girl, let me tell you something. When somebody's going through something, when somebody got a family member that passes away, when somebody is going through a divorce, sometimes the person you're wanting to call don't know what to call and say. Y'all got to stop putting so much on other people's back. You gotta. Sometimes they over in their house struggling. Should I call her? Should I text her? If I text her, what am I going to say? Sometimes people really don't know what to say. They don't. So stop thinking the worst in people and start thinking the best in people. And when the person finally gets the courage to call, tell them it's okay. It's okay. It is okay. You didn't know what to say to me. Girl, it's okay. I'm fine. I'm good. It's okay. But instead, we always want to think the negative of people. You didn't call me. Girl, I was over here struggling too. Everybody only sees their side. You got to start thinking about other people's side. And I get it, y'all. Y'all know, if y'all know me, if you follow me, y'all know I used to dig a grave for Nene and kick her down in it. But I'm just saying, every situation, we got to evaluate that situation. When it comes to somebody's job and their money, I'm sorry, y'all. It's wrong. It'd be wrong of me, Emmanuel, to call somebody and say, you know what? Let me tell you, and I'm speaking with you all the time. Let me tell you what I heard about Emmanuel. He likes to do this, that, and the other, and I'm not working with him. That's right, Emmanuel? And you was just on my panel the other day. Is that right?
Well, we don't know for sure. That's what Porsha.
But I'm just, no, let's forget about what I'm talking you and I. Is that right?
It's not right, but what did I do to make you feel like that?
So if it's justifiable, then it's right?
She's saying as an example.
No, he following me. Emmanuel, if the reason why you're doing it, if it's justifiable, then you saying it's right?
It's not right because it's still
It's
tit
not
for
right
tat.
no matter what, right? It's not right. You talking about a job, you talking about money. So you come on my panel, I'm good with you. Every time you show up, I'm good with you. But then there's a job, you on it, I'm about to be on it, and I tell the people, what? No, let me tell you what he be doing behind the scenes. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you that. Let me tell you what I heard. Let me tell you how the people told me behind my back he be kicking me down and stabbing me in the back and this, that, and the other. So no, I'm not working with him. And then you got to get the call from them. And meantime, you was just up here the other day and you thinking me and D were good. And you waiting to see me on the set. It's wrong, but I got to move on. Nene and Porsha, I wish them the best. I don't want friends like that. I don't want somebody where I flew with you and your husband to celebrate his birthday. Not doing that. I'm not doing that. I don't want no friend like that. I don't want a friend that you forgave me. And then now something comes up and you dragging everything I did in the past. Go ahead. Keep that friendship. I'm good. Let me move on to Bruno Mars. Somebody wrote in the chat, it scrolled by because we wasn't at the story yet, but somebody wrote in the chat that casinos are the new prison. And you know what? That's a good analogy. What casino is going to keep loaning somebody money to kick them further in the hole to the tune of $50 million? Doesn't make sense. And see, this entertainment world is not for the weak at heart. It's not. You got to put the armor of God on you, or you're going to fall in the devil's den. If they don't get you on the drugs, if they don't get you by violating you, they're going to get you with your money. Either you're going to owe the taxes, are you going to overspend and overindulge or over something? He needs to be in Gamblers Anonymous because it makes no sense. And somebody should be able to sue MGM because why are you lending someone that much money? I hope it didn't kick, my story didn't kick out. Let's see. So Bruno Mars allegedly gambling away tens of millions in Vegas. MGM basically owns him. Bruno Mars has allegedly gambled his way into millions of dollars of debt at a Las Vegas casino, RadarOnline.com has learned. He owes millions to MGM from gambling. A Vegas insider told News Nation, adding that the singer's debts have gotten as high as $50 million. Basically, MGM owns him, they said. Mars, who briefly supported himself as a professional poker player before achieving chart-topping success as a pop star, signed a long-term contract with MGM back in 2016. Bruno is among one of the most talented performers in the world, and we are excited to start a long-term relationship with him across our industry-leading portfolio of entertainment venues. Bill Hornbuckle, president of MGM Resorts International, announced at the time. There is no stronger launching pad for a new venue than for Bruno Mars to be among the first to grace this stage, and we get to do it twice. An amazing beginning, a multi-year partnership. According to the source, he makes $90 million a year off of the deal he did with the casino, but then he has to pay back his debt. After taxes, Mars makes $1.5 million per night. The musician partnership with MGM continued in February when Mars opened a new cocktail bar and lounge, the Pinky Ring, inside MGM Bellagio's hotel and casino in Las Vegas. Mars debuted at the venue with performances featuring his longtime band, the Hooligans, attended by fellow artists and celebs including Janelle Monáe, Lady Gaga, Victoria Monet, Babyface, T-Pain, Gayle King, Karrueche Chan, and Lucky Day. I've been performing in Vegas for years, and I always wanted a place where I could throw glamorous parties when I'm in town, a place that felt like my personal penthouse suite with live music and sensational cocktails. Mars said in a statement, "The Pinky Ring is that. There's nobody in the world as fabulous as Bruno Mars," added Ari, Chief of Hospitality Officer for MGM Resorts International. It's been a fun experience to let him take the reins and to reimagine the space. From the carpet to the ceiling, this is all him. Collaborating with one of the entertainment industry biggest stars to reimagine what a night out in Vegas should be represents an incredible moment in the resort's story. Listen, what they did was they partnered with him. He's like a modern day slave for them because he can't stop gambling. And although he's making money, he's spending money. And I hope probably at this moment is balancing itself out. But this is a mess. This is a mess. If he got a gambling problem, the last person you need to make a deal with is MGM. Leo, you're up.
Okay, so because this is new information to me about Bruno Mars having this gambling problem and he signed under them as well, that right there, that yeah, that is modern day slavery. Absolutely. Absolutely. If he was signed in 2016, Diva, I think he may not have known he had a gambling problem. That was 8 years ago, and he's a very young man. And so it wasn't a problem until it became a problem. And like I always say from Mary J. Blige, the entertainment industry is the devil. And what they did not know was, and did not have his best interest at heart was, is when it became a problem, nobody said, okay, look, this is our moneymaker and we need to protect our interests to make sure he don't indulge in this habit and get him some help. That's not what they do. They let you dig your own grave. So they say no matter what, he owes tens of millions to the casino, but at the end of the day, if he keep pumping out albums, we can still get paid from him. And there's a lot of tricks too that they do at the casino. I had a friend of a friend that worked in Las Vegas, and she worked the casino as a bartender. And do y'all know that they pump in pure oxygen to keep people awake? They pump in pure oxygen to keep people awake at the casino. Well, people will be gambling for days straight and not go to sleep.
Good gosh.
Okay. So there's stuff that they do in there that's how come the drinks are free. That as long as you gamble, the drinks are free. So they keep you there gambling to your own detriment. And I'm going to say this, and this thing is the oldest thing from the beginning of time. You can never beat the house.
Never.
You can never beat the house.
Never.
If you win, gather up your winnings and leave. Okay.
Run. And don't look back.
And don't look back. Don't look back. And look, I don't gamble because I don't play with my money like that, but I will participate in fun. And I will spend a whole $20. Okay?
Come on now. Me and you both. $20.
If they get me for my 20, I'm done. Okay. If they get me for my 20, I'm done.
Done. You can't get nothing else from me. You know, it's like that Kenny Rogers song. He told the people.
Know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run.
You never count your money while sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting.
When the deal is done. Come on now, Wayne.
That's right. I don't know what y'all doing, but the people said that you can never beat the house.
Never. Never. Come on now. In my opinion, you're up.
So Bruno Mars is very talented, very talented. I've been a fan of his since he came out. Here's the thing: Bruno Mars has an addiction to not only gambling but the cocoa.
Oh my!
And we all know that cocoa mixed with alcohol and gambling. He was trying to chase the next high, and the next high, and the next high, and it may have not started off he owed millions. It may have been he started off owing thousands, but you got to chase that next high and that next high. And so he was going higher to higher poker tables. Okay, I'm going to win my money back that I lost this time. And they go to higher tables, but you got to know when to let it go.
Yeah.
It's just gone. And nobody's there to tell him to let it go.
Oh.
And shame on him for not knowing his limits.
Yeah. Oh my God. Thank you, in my opinion. I appreciate you. Savannah, you're up.
Oh my, this story is a little hard for me because Bruno is one of those talented stars that I would go anywhere and pay anything to see. I've seen him in concert, and it has by far made my complete life. So I will not say anything bad against Bruno Mars, but I agree with, in my opinion, I think there's no one there to put any boundaries or barriers on Bruno. He has had several challenges over the past few years, and I know he takes care of his family, and this story doesn't surprise me, but he is so talented, not just singing but musically, and 50 million, he'll make that up in a couple shows. That's not neither here nor there, but the issue that he has this type of addiction, and it's just one of many addictions that I believe he has. I'm afraid that the industry might wash him up, and he'll be one of those tragic stories that we'll be hearing and talking more about in the coming years. But I think this is the $20 crew, because I, as well, I'm not a gambler. I don't enjoy going to the casinos. But if I do accompany, like my mom used to love going, I only went with $20 in my pocket. And once I'm done, I'm done. I walk out. Even playing the lottery or scratch offs, I'm not lucky enough. $20 is my max. I work hard for my money, and that's all you're getting out of me. So But Bruno, no. Bruno's someone I can't talk about bad about. So
I appreciate that. Henry, yes, he did mention it. He had got busted one time. I forgot what year it was. He got busted with the cocoa. And he said it was a very down moment in his life. And he had promised, for his mom that he would never do it again. Hopefully he has not. I don't know. But either way, it's a
He
lot
also
of.
talked about it in his first song, Millionaire. So y'all can go back and watch that.
Yeah, but not only that, you could Google it. He got arrested. And he also did an interview where he talked about how for his mom, for the love of his mom, he didn't want to go back and do that again. And he dedicated a song to his mom too.
I
Pretty
love
much,
that song.
I
yeah.
Yeah,
do
I know that
too.
song. I love that song. But you know what? Addicts, with my dealing with addicts, they substitute one addiction for the other.
Nothing.
They do.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, this sucks. It sucks big time. Katrina, did I come to you?
I think I was next.
No.
I'll come.
I think it's Wayne's turn because
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
go.
yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
I'll go my way.
Uh, you know, gambling is no different from alcoholism,
Mm,
drugs, and all the other kind of stuff.
mm-hmm.
Okay. Unless you want to stop,
Mm,
people can talk to you till you blue.
mm.
Until you go to one of them meetings, I am an alcoholic, I am a gambler, I am a, you know, you're not going to do it. So unless you want to do it, and some people like it. Some people don't stop drinking because they like drinking. People don't stop gambling because they like gambling. They like the high. I gamble, nothing on that kind of level. And I got enough sense to know when to stop. And I ain't never took no mortgage money there. I've never taken any car note, anything. I've lost, don't get me wrong. I've lost, but not like that. And I know when to pull back. And my thing is that a lot of things I don't do that people do. So if I want to take my $100, couple $100 or more, and go to the casino, good. But if I lose it, my mortgage is still paid, my car notes for everything else is paid. So that's the thing, just being a responsible gambler. Okay. And if he has that issue, it's not up to MGM Grand or anybody else to tell you, hey, stop giving us your money because you losing. They're gonna take it as long as you pay it, as long as you pay, you they're playing. And they're not going to tell you, you've gambled a little bit too much tonight. So, I'm not saying I don't feel bad for them, but it's like, hey, if maybe you got to hit a low, hit rock bottom before you realize it. But them casinos, I'm telling you, the way the casinos work, if you ever notice, if you go in Las Vegas, any casinos, you don't see no clocks, you don't see no windows. The color, everything is coordinated, everything is designed that you stay in that casino. I've
You
been there
better
in
preach,
the
Wayne.
casino, didn't know it was from morning to evening because I've been in there so long. And that's what they do. And they do each casino, a lot of casinos in Vegas, they have different fragrances that are pumped throughout the casino. Okay. And the reason before when people was just gambling like with real money, okay, and then they started the chip system and all that other kind of stuff because they're bargaining tools. You don't look at that. If you got $500 in your hand, you're gonna see a lot of money. But if you got $500 worth of chips or you got $500 worth of credits on that slot machine, you just gonna keep on hitting. You see it as a bargaining tool. So unless you check in and when you go in that casino and this is what I'm taking. If it's 500, if 1,000, if I lose it, I'm gone. Rather than another 1,000, I think I could do it. I put in the chat the other night. I went to the casino. I won $42 and carried my black behind right back out the door and left because I was up $42. I ain't have it. I ain't have. I had the money to gamble. So I have, and I hope I keep it. The discipline that I can walk away or not go when I don't have money.
Appreciate you, Wayne. So that's the idea, Q, right? Because the more he gambles, the less they have to pay him. He's gonna be indebted to them for life. I hope he gets help.
He doesn't have to be though. He doesn't have to be.
He doesn't have to be, but the trajectory that he's going on right now, that's what it looks like. And he's going to get to the point where he owes so much, he's not going to be able to take a break and take off. It's a win-win for them. You ain't lying right there. Yeah, they want him to do everything here. Open your restaurant here. So at the end of the day, when we want to call our ledger in, we're going to own Pinky Ring.
Diva, I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard this. What's this singer's name? She had a residency there. Everybody sing real high. What's the? I know her name.
Michelle.
Adele,
No, no, the tall one,
Celine.
Celine Dion. Her husband owed the casino money. I think it was Caesars or one of them. And Celine Dion took that residency to bail him out.
I can believe it.
Remember when she got that residency?
Yeah.
She got that residency because her husband owed the casino a whole bunch of money.
I believe
I
that
could be
too.
wrong, but that's what I heard
I
on
definitely
the
believe
news.
that. That's Brandy's husband.
I could believe that. Ooh, everyone needs to be, watch the Gladys Knight documentary. She talked about her gambling addiction. Oh my gosh.
I watched that too.
She had it
Oh, I
bad.
didn't know that. Yeah,
Yeah, she
her
loved to
brothers was
gamble.
looking for her. She was in the casino. They were looking for her to practice. She at the blackjack table.
She gambled her daughter's tuition money.
Woo. Woo. Julius, you're up. Did I come to you already?
No, actually, Bruno Mars was involved in a little bit of a issue in the casino in my city, MGM Springfield in Springfield, Mass, where I'm from. And I don't know all the details quite well. It was something with a housekeeper not bringing him water or something. But I don't know. Bruno is super talented. But I think he does have stuff that he does need to work on. Because even in my community, we're all excited every time he comes to town. And when that whole mess broke out, it was a whole lot that some of it I feel it was a lie leaning into a certain territory. But I'm just like, but then it's like straight silence. So the said person, I think, wasn't telling the truth. That's just my opinion. But do I think Bruno has some inner things that he needs to work on? Yes.
Thank you, Julius. I appreciate you. Sebastian, you're up.
I'm with Savannah on this one. When it comes to Bruno Mars, I don't talk about his vices. Nope, I'm not doing it. Skip.
All right, thank you, Sebastian. But if you don't speak the truth, you can't handle the truth, and you can't help him get out of his lies that he's in.
Well,
Sebastian, it's
he
fine.
has enough resources. He people know him enough to tell him where to go, where to do things. But I'm not gonna. I'm not. I'm done. That's
I
it.
appreciate you. It's no problem. Katrina, you're up.
Yeah, yeah. He has vices. His vice is the cocoa and the gambling. But he was doing gambling before he even became a star. Because they used to have a little show on VH1, I think, or whatever. His whole family was on the show. But either way, with the casinos, the only people that walk out the casino is the ones that work there. Them the ones that walk out with the money. The casino will take everything that you got. If you allow them to take everything you got to know your limit. If you don't know your limit, you don't need to walk up in there. You should have a set plan. This is what I'm paying in this pocket, what I win in this pocket, what I win in this pocket. And the thing of it is with Bruno Mars, yeah, they letting you gamble up like that. Cause what other person would they let get a gambling debt like that? And then why would they come out and tell it? Especially when he's finna open up another little place, like they trying to give him bad publicity or whatsoever. to say that he owed these millions. Why did we have to know that? If he's still working for y'all and he's still getting paid, you should have just worked a deal out with him because we didn't have to know. And the thing of it is, like everybody said, the casino is a setup. You don't have to go anywhere. They have hotels there. They have alcohol there. They have, if you want to go to sleep, you can go get a room and go upstairs. You set for life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you set for that purpose. I know they don't want to have no windows or anything like that because you can look outside and see it's day when you went in at night. But the thing of it is, they got him set up that way because no other person they would let gamble like that for millions, millions. Come on now. They set him up that way, and they knew he had a problem. They could see it, because why would you allow him? I mean, he's a grown man, don't get me wrong. But if you see that this guy is working up a debt and debt, debt, and you still keep giving him money, you should have said, okay, we got a limit. The same way they'll tell you if you at the casino and you drinking too much, they'll say, well, we can't bring you no more alcohol. They'll put a limit to that, but they're not putting a limit to how much he's spending in there. That was a setup from the get go. And now he's gonna have to work like Prince said. He's gonna be a slave because that's what you're gonna turn yourself into. Because you're gonna have to pay that back. Maybe he can work these shows and pay it back, and hopefully he would get help for his vices or what he got in life, and maybe he can make some changes. Because as long as he's going around the casino and he's not getting help whatsoever, he's gonna keep doing the same thing. It's gonna be the same process. It's just gonna keep rolling, gonna keep rolling, gonna keep rolling. And if he don't get that demon off his back, he ain't gonna never be happy. That's all I got to say.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Many are saying, Bruno's an icon. Bruno's a legend. Yeah. Well, Prince was an icon and a legend, and he was addicted to the prescription medications. I'm saying it lightly. Whether you a crackhead off of the street, get it from the dealer, or you getting it from a doctor with a prescription from a blue pad, addiction is addiction is addiction.
Okay, I can agree with you on that. Everyone has addictions in their life, sadly. There are some who are addicted to the powders. There are some who are addicted to the daily Starbucks. There are some who are addicted to the Snicker bars. There's a lot of addictions in this world.
Uh-huh.
And I hope before we judge people on their addictions that we work on our own before.
You shady, Sebastian. You
shady.
Diva's doing better with her Starbucks edition.
You better talk about it, Wayne. You better talk about it. Doing better.
She confessed the other night, didn't you, Diva?
Yes, I did. I'm doing better. Tay, you're up.
Now, Sebastian, you are shady to Diva right there, okay? Diva trying to be healthy. I'm just on your, I'm just pretend Diva. Hey, tell me that, you have to spend your money wisely. Don't spend it all too much. I say, just spend your money wisely. That's all.
I appreciate you, Tay. But back to y'all reminding me, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston. I mean, the list goes on. Rick James. It's so many, unfortunately, in the industry that get hooked on these substances and these addictions, and it destroys them. They said towards the end, Whitney Houston had destroyed her voice from the smoking. Mm-hmm.
Don't forget about Prince.
Yeah, I mentioned Prince already. Mm-hmm. It's very sad. Energy, you're up. You new in the building. How have I seen you before?
I've been with you since all the way back before you even got the channel.
Oh, well, amen. Look at you. Well,
yeah, we done argued in the comments and everything, but I was under a different name because you be going back and forth, and I'm like, I'm not gonna go back and forth for her all day. I got things to do.
Well, thanks for coming up. What's up?
So, all right. So I want to start with Bruno never made any comments. Everybody else is speaking for him but him. If you see that, it's different people that's speaking that have, I guess, parts in the conversation.
Right.
And I just find it, irresponsible of MGM to hire an act and not have anything in the clause that would prevent, the money that they already paid him or that they're paying him to have him, to perform at the studios. Like, if you go to a bar and you drinking too much, like they would stop serving you after so many drinks to prevent problems at the bar. Like that's and not like that's just a regular customer. But he's investment that they made to bring guests and everything in. Why would they do that? Like, being that they're a key stakeholder, I find it that this was predatory. This was predatory of them to allow that debt to accumulate like that. And I promise you, if he goes through his contract, there's a clause. Whereas I'm not sure exactly how to word it, but it was not done, like for everything that took place, how it played out. Like, there was malicious intent or something, like to allow it to accumulate to such a staggering amount of $50 million. That is like, it's transparent. You could see that there was some type of predatory, plays put in place. So that was my comment with it, because Bruno Mars is like one of the best performers that you could, have playing at the MGM. Like, he's like one of the top to have somewhere. So it's like an entrapment that was done, and then he was exploited. And it reminds me of like Oda Banger or Sarah Barton, where they took them against their will and just like kept them as like circus acts and stuff. So I feel like now he's like he's trapped, and I think that he could get out of it if he, work against his that vice and try to free himself. I really do think that he could get out of it.
You know what, you said it perfectly, and you said all the right words. Entrapment. It's predatory. So you say we're gonna pay you. They probably, when they made the deal, they probably already knew he had a gambling issue. So now you make a deal, and every one of his brands and all of his money that he makes that we know of is under MGM umbrella. Are we glad he opened up his lounge here, Pinky Ring, and we let him change it from the carpet to the walls to the decor to everything, and they're making millions off of his name and his brand, and they don't have to pay him because he's indebted to them, because every single night he walked through that casino, that's his kryptonite. He get the shaking, and they say, come on, sit down. Bruno, we love you. We got your chair right here, your favorite chair, your favorite game. You don't need no money. It's on, come on, it's on the book. How much you want? You want $2 million? Here we go. And now
they had a responsibility in the matter. I'm sorry, yes. They really did.
Yes, I agree with you. They should. But you know what though? Here's the thing. The system, when are we going to smarten up? They will always set up a system to enslave us without the chains. We have got to wake up. They put it in front of us, and it looks like this pretty amazing package. But I bet you, before they offered him that $90 million deal, they already knew he gonna puff it away or throw it away in gambling. They knew that. The people were sitting at the table. They said, you want to know how we gonna get him? We gonna get him just like this, because he like that gambling. And if you have everything that you do, you performing in MGM, your lounges in MGM, you never leaving your vice. And if you go to any a recovery program, the first thing they're going to tell you is you can't be going back and hanging out to the places that you used to be in that
Porsha. Places and things.
Come on now.
They say that causes us triggers. You setting your triggers off.
People, places, and things. You can't do it. So they got him enslaved in the very thing that they know is going to keep him in the vicious cycle. He's going to have to be staying there for the rest of his life.
Well, has he done has he done any new music, y'all, that we've heard since what's he did with Anderson .Paak? Anything other than that?
I don't follow him like that to know.
I haven't heard.
Yeah, I don't
You heard
follow him
Savannah?
either, but I know he's excellent.
Have you heard anything, Savannah, that's new, like 2023 or 2024?
He was in the casino all 2023.
But you can still make music. He worked for them.
He on the one
he dropped something. But you know what though? It don't matter what he dropped.
Yes, he did just drop something recently, so
but he's never coming above water though. He's never come I bet you every night when they finish that casino calls his name. Gotta pray for Bruno Mars, or else he's gonna be enslaved to MGM. Listen, that article said it right. MGM owns him. Literally owns him. When are you going to cap this man off? They're not. He'll be $100 million in debt. They wouldn't care. It'd be how much you made from the casino. Well, you made this, but you ain't getting nothing because you owe us. And if he keeps piling on that bill, the $50 million is only going to get higher. And then what if they put interest on that? They got him enslaved, and it's very sad. Very sad. Prayers to Bruno Mars, everybody. Hashtag pray for Bruno. Because they do own him right at this moment. And they got him enslaved. So listen, guys. We're going to move on to this last story. If you're from the city, New York, then you probably heard about this. And even if you didn't, you might have heard about it. It's a serious situation that happened on a train. Let me show it really quickly.
I love my blacks, that's it. I love my blacks, fuck you. Okay. Fuck you, fuck your kind, fuck your race. I love my blacks. Fuck you. You fight about it. You like that, come on, man. Don't let your girl do it. The minute you move, I'm gonna beat you up. The minute you move, I'm gonna beat you up. 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 Only you, no woman, just you, you're a man. I'm gonna beat you up, gangster. I'm gonna break you up, On my life, I'm gonna break you up. I'm gonna break you up. Wait for it. I'm waiting for you to get your cousin. To laugh about that. I got this thing 13 years in jail. Let's get it in. Get it, bro. Let's get it, bro. Let's get it. Let's get it. You're not gonna move. You're not gonna move. You're not gonna move.
Move, baby girl.
You're not gonna move.
There's babies on here.
What you trying to do? What you trying to do? The minute you move, I'm gonna break you up. The minute you move, I'm gonna break you up. The minute you move, I'm gonna break you up. You trying to make me hit you first. You trying to make me hit you first.
What happened? You want to do it?
There's something like that.
Oh!
Something like that.
Oh! Oh! Get them up. Get them up for fun. I'm behind you, bro. Come on. Get them up for fun.
All right. Get this nigga. Get this thing. There's kids over here. There's kids over here. Go on, get this thing. Let's just separate.
Stabbed him.
Get separate. Get separate.
That's why his shirt is red now.
Have a seat. Have a seat. Oh, you stabbed me? I'm locking you up. I'm locking you up. Where you go? I got you. I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding. You stabbed me. I got you.
This is true, but that's...
You get locked up.
I ain't doing nothing.
You get locked up. You interfere with a man's situation. You don't. It don't bleed. Okay? I got you. You stabbed me, right? You stabbed me, right? You stabbed me? You stabbed me? You stabbed me?
I ain't doing nothing. No.
You stabbed me? You stabbed me?
Okay. I gotta stop showing there because at that point he takes out his pow. The woman did stab him in the back. He takes out his pow. The other guy in the yellow shirt grabs the pow, and Pow's the one that got stabbed in the head and 3 other times. And now the last I read is he is in critical condition in the hospital. But just so you know, I don't know what they're doing with the girl because the girl did stab him. But I do know that, what was I going to say? I do know that they're not charging the man who pow to him because they're saying that it's self-defense. This is a mess. It's a whole hot mess. And I'm not sure that the guy that got stabbed, who pretty much instigated the whole thing, I'm not sure that he's going to make it. And I will also say this. They got everybody in New York scared. But when you see, I wanted to show the video from that point because the video that most of the people showing are from later on when he has the guy down on the thing. And I needed to show it from that point because you see that although he was running his mouth, the guy in the yellow shirt got up and was like, let's get it pretty much. So
aggressor.
It was messy. It was messy. So I'm not sure how they're calling this like nobody's getting in trouble because you got up. You could have just stayed seated when that train came to a stop, run off and whatever. But he got up and pretty much was like, all right, let's get it. I can't even remember who did it first, but I wanted to make sure I hurried up and stopped it before the pow situation got out. So now I want to share a screen just to show another article to give you the other side of this and how this thing is turning the New York City trains upside down. Now, ironically, and unless you of a certain age, you won't even know who this is, but I used to love the group Houdini. The Freaks Come Out at Night. They got so many friends. How many of us friends? How many of us have them? They have so many songs that I love. One Love. Well, one of the ex-members from the group is now a train conductor. He happened to be on the train that day. He said he don't know when he going back to work or if he ever is going to go back to work. And there's other people that they don't even want to take the train anymore. So hip hop star turned MTA conductor feels shell-shocked at the New York City subway pow-powing. The conductor of a packed Brooklyn train where an unhinged passenger was pow-powed in the head with his own, weapon during a rush hour attack said he no longer feels safe on the job. Fred Reeves, 58, can't escape harrowing images and sounds from the chaotic clash between the two subway riders where he was at the helm of an Express A train that was pulling into the station. He said, I'm shell-shocked. Reeves is from East Flatwoods in Brooklyn, told the Post Sunday, like my nerves are just through the roof. Reeves, better known as rapper Doc Ice from legendary Brooklyn hip-hop groups UTFO and Houdini, said he immediately sprung into action Thursday upon seeing distressed riders as the train neared the station. Let me just pause this. Panicked passengers started rushing towards Reeves' car, frantically knocking on the doors as the conflict between the two people started, and it escalated to, pow pow fire. The person who had the pow pow, Robinson 36, instigated a fight with a 32-year-old by wrongfully slamming him for being a migrant before the two came to blows. A woman believed to be the girlfriend then stabbed Robinson in the back, the video shows. Robinson then got out his pow pow before the other one wrestled the gun away from him and pow powed him 4 times, leaving him in critical condition. As terrified riders raced towards him and motioned to the emergency brake, Reeves partly opened the hatch and he recalled. I'm thinking it was a fight because we have fights on the trains, Reeves says. They wanted to pull it, but I was like, don't pull it. If you pull that valve, we'll be stuck in the station. Okay, so that's Reeves right there. Reeves, who started working as a subway conductor in 2018, told riders to remain calm and not to pull the emergency brake since the cops would be at the station, he recalled. So I closed the door and I'm talking to my supervisors. This is a 1618 Apple, okay, coming into the station. We need police and emergency service, Reeves says. I'm thinking it was a fight because the people flooded my position because it's my car, but not my cab. Seconds later, Reeves heard multiple pow pows. The train had just pulled into the station. And that's the guy who is in critical condition and who got pow pow 4 times by his own weapon. You just hear bow, 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 he recalled. And man, I ducked and dipped to the other side. I then opened the doors and the people flooded out, screaming and crying. And then I look and I see the guys on the floor. Cops responded to the scene with pow pows drawn. A frantic passenger tried to get Reeves to let a little girl inside his cab during the commotion, but he declined to do so, citing MTA policy. And he could see the fear on their faces, he said. I said, I can't do it. So once I closed the door and then heard the pow pows and seen the people running and screaming, the first thing that comes to my mind is this little girl. And I'm like, wow. What if that was my children on the train, Reeves says. I just felt like I was in a helpless place where you couldn't do anything for nobody. But I got the train in the station, opened up the doors and let the cops do what they need to do to keep the people safe. Reeves, a married father of 6, said he no longer feels safe on the job. Pow pows don't have a name, he said. And this ain't no bulletproof cab. So I got to duck down and hope that the person is not pow powing anywhere. You don't know what the situation is. They could have just been pow powing at anybody. He tried to stay low as possible while guiding the train into the station. It's not a safe place, especially for a conductor. We're in the center of everything, he said. Reeves called for more cops in the subway. Maybe if they would patrol the train for the whole duration, that might bring a lot more safety to us as conductors as well as passengers, said Reeves, who said he has faith they're going to rectify the dangers. When they seen, especially in numbers, people think before they act, even if they may have a weapon, he said. He doesn't know when he'll be back on the job. I'm not sure because the situation reoccurs in my head constantly, he said, recalling the girl who wanted inside his cab during the harrowing moments. This is just a burning image in my head. This is sad. Leo, your thoughts?
Okay. I don't know anybody that's named Reeves that was with Houdini, but I'll carry on. Okay, so riding the train is dangerous. I thought the governor, Diva, had already put forth the National Guard to be on the train. So have they not reported the duty, or did that already get signed in and it has not been implemented yet?
I think they're not everywhere. And I think, to be honest with you, to rectify this situation, in my opinion, you would need law enforcement on every single car of the subway.
Whew. Okay, so from what I seen from the footage, he was the instigator. And even if a man stood up and decided to say, well, okay, well, what you want then? I still don't think he's at fault for that. I don't think he's at fault for the woman doing the stabbing, because that she did that of her own volition. Him pulling out the victim, or so-called victim instigator, he the one pulled out the pow. I'm not objecting to people throwing hands. What I'm objecting to is people pulling out weapons. So he pulled out a weapon, and then he got pow with the weapon. He the one pulled out the weapon.
Mm-hmm.
That's his fault. He pulled out the weapon. You pull out a firearm, then therefore whatever happens, because he is the one that did that. He introduced that into a whole horrible scenario. Got worse. They ain't never got to catch me on the train no time soon. I ain't even got to worry about it, because I ain't never rode the train. But when I do come there, I won't be riding the train then. Okay? I just can't. It's just not. It's not. I'm too old and I can't. It's just not my thing. But I pray for Felicia being on the train, going to work every day. I pray for her to be safe. People are unstable, and I really don't know how you could rectify unstable people in unstable situations, because that man rented, from what I could see, he was doing a whole rant for like 2 or 3 minutes before I didn't even know who he was talking to until the man stood up. What do you do? How do you keep people safe? This is just that thing could have went left and pear-shaped in 50 different type of ways, because them bullets ain't got nobody name on them.
Nobody. I feel bad for the conductor, right? Because you got that image of them begging you, just let the little girl in there. But like he said, yeah, it's just a mess. Yeah, it's just a mess. In my opinion,
we need stricter laws on these pows that's going around, because it's just everywhere, and it's senseless unalivings, because nobody has a clear control over who can have these things, what kind of checks needs to be done. It's no form of checks and balances being put in place. And so this is now becoming one of those things. I need the government to step up and do the job that they put on the ballot that they said they was going to do, and they're not doing. It needs to be some kind of reform around this, because it's getting to the point where we always seeing our people being senseless victims of these pows. And we just need
But in my opinion, New York has some of the strongest pow laws in the country. You can't
they
run
may
around.
do, but I'm just saying nobody is abiding by them, Leo. I'm pretty sure every state pretty think they probably got strong pow laws, but I'm saying nobody
in North Carolina. No, they don't.
Nobody is, well, in Alabama they claim they do, but nobody is abiding by them. You can buy them off the street. That's what I'm trying to say. You can buy them off the street. We need to get ways. We need to figure out a way to get these things where nobody can have them without being an authorized user to know that these people is being put in the right hands.
Yeah. Ooh, it's just it's sad, but maybe what I didn't think New York's not an open carry state though. I mean, I don't know.
It's not. That's why he took the pow from behind him, concealed. The whole pow was concealed. No one thought he had a pow.
Right. Oh, this is a heavy situation. I mean, you shouldn't be able to ride the train with it. I don't know. This is a mess. This is very sad. Very sad. Katrina, you're up. And it could have been worse with all of them people in that car. But you notice how the people knew to move and start moving from that one end to the
And,
other.
and it was calm too. Did you see him, Diva? The
Yeah,
lady grabbed her bag and she just
yeah,
went to the bag. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Because they used to seeing too much, and it's not right. Go ahead, Katrina. You're up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, we need stricter gun laws. But they don't want to give us stricter gun laws because if they did that, we won't be able
Don't
to kill.
stop saying that word though,
I
Katrina.
mean, pop our laws because if they did that, we won't have no people in the prisons. So they're not gonna let you. They're not gonna tighten up with the gun laws because that's what they want. And like you said, the people moved off the train like this is a necessary, like this is just ordinary, like they used to this. So it was like we know what to do when things like this happen. We just move over, move aside, and let go what's going to happen. And like I said, it's ridiculous, it's sad, and it's not going to change until they do the gun laws or what's, I mean, the pow pow laws, and we just have to go from there.
Yeah. Tay, you're up.
What happened to the face fight like you used to, like way back in those days? What happened to that? Everybody quit, start using their face fight, but no, we got to use the pow pow now because this is ridiculous, and that's why you gotta be careful who became your enemy, and all I say, just be careful. Keep your friends close, but keep your enemy closer because this world is going downhill right now. That's all I gotta say about there.
Thank you, Tay. Julius, you're up.
This is dangerous. I am pro Second Amendment and pro reform. It, ugh, I- it just escalated, and I do hope that that gentleman pulls through. I hope he can make a full recovery. Um, I do believe that that girl needs to be charged. Um, Now the person who pulled out the pow pow, if I'm right, he was the one that was did in the back, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so his case is self defense. I get that. Um, but that guy and that girl, they need to be charged.
Well, no, see, that's what they're doing, Julius, is they're saying that the guy that did the powing was working was defending himself, so they're not charging him. But
No,
the girl,
I know that.
oh, okay, I
But
thought you said.
I'm saying the two aggressors because they instigated that whole entire incident. And now the person is in critical condition. For what?
The
See,
person in critical condition is the one that instigated it,
yeah,
Julius.
that's what I was gonna say.
Oh,
That's
okay,
what I explained to you.
I
Yeah.
didn't have that connection. Well, y'all about to be mad at me at my answer. Good. Never mind then.
Okay. Sebastian, you're up.
This whole thing, I haven't been in the New York City subway for the past 5 years because the last time I had intentions on going in, I didn't go in, thank God. There was an SK on on a liver down there who decided to throw a smoke B word, calls people couldn't even see down there, and
Mm,
started powing all over the place.
mm,
My thing is, the subway has become a war zone. That's it. Yeah, a war zone. We can
mhm.
say this over the next couple of over the couple of years. The subway has become a war zone. People push people on the tracks. Um, people be doing crazy things down there, slashing people. It's crazy what happens down there. And this woman, she needs to go to jail. She needs to go to jail. Because even when, if you notice, the guy was starting to lose a lot of blood. If you notice, he started to not even be able to stand up correctly or move correctly when when he was getting it. He was already like literally tumbling. He was trembling, y'all. He was shaking. He couldn't really hold himself.
And he should have sat his butt down and stopped that.
He should have sat his butt down, and I agree with you 100%. But the thing is, if he did pow that woman, that would have been self-defense in it right there, because she stabbed him. She stabbed him, regardless of his conflict with the other gentleman. But she stabbed him. I don't care if there was that could be your boyfriend or whatever. You don't get yourself involved, young lady, when you can't even defend yourself and you have to have others defend for you. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having others fight for you, but don't get yourself involved. If the man came up to you and started doing stuff to you, he didn't. He was with your mans. I understand that you love your mans, the anger comes out and stuff, and you think stab, stab, stab. No, 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 no. It don't work like that here. You don't stab, stab, stab and expect him to calm down? Him to calm down? No, that was not going to happen. Now, this man is in critical condition, and I've read that he was pow-powed 4 times. A couple times, I think 2 in the face, 1 in the chest, and 1 in the arm. Oh, 2 in the head?
1
in the head, 2 in the arm, 1 in the chest, 2 in the chest, and 1 in the arm, I think. This is insane. This is insane. I know someone who was on that train, that car. This is insane. The person can't talk anymore. They're so traumatized. They haven't spoken. They just shake their head because no one wants to see this. And I know some people saying I understand some people are saying we should have tougher gun laws. Trust me, New York has the most toughest pow laws in the country. And yet we still have these crimes. The biggest reason as to why is the black market always overpowers the actual regulated market. The black market will always overpower, especially in any state that has a high percentage of gangs, and New York does. Gangs do make money from selling weapons illegally. So it's practically inevitable. You just have to be very safe. It's sad to say it. You have to just be very safe and be very aware of your surroundings when you go to certain places. Or you know what? You may have to carry some mace, some pepper spray with you, just in case someone starts messing around with you. Just spray them and then calm down. Try to run as fast as you can. You really can't do that much because the black market overpowers the actual market. And they estimate that right now there are more pow-pows in America than there are people. So so there's more of them, of those things, than what of us. So therefore there will always be this place of whole illegal transactions, and the government cannot do anything about it because that's the whole reason of the black market, is that it's off the regular market where the government has no control over. Some states have implemented buyback programs where they buy the pow-pows back from the people. They don't care where they got them or whatever. But who's going to give them back? Who's going to give them back?
I don't want to go too far, Sebastian, because we're over time.
Yeah,
it's sad. Savannah, you're up.
My thing is, why are we so angry? I continuously see these videos week after week after week. And why are we so angry that the first thing that we turn to is violence? The aggressor, it took me a minute to figure out who he was yelling at, and he failed to see that they were in a confined space, that there were so many other innocent people that were trying to either get to work, go home, wherever. They had other people who were trying to just get to their next stage in life, and this man had no regard for anybody else, but we quickly rise to violence and just making a scene just immediately go into chaos. And then I I must have blinked because I didn't see the young lady do what she did to him. And then I was afraid that he was gonna choked the young man out because he was physically more bigger than the young man. But then for him to even escalate the situation by bringing out, I was like, where have we come to that we are not even safe to try to make it to our homes, to our jobs, to our wherever we're trying to go? We quickly escalate. So why are we so violent? I just don't get it. Well, we just don't care about one another, or could he not have waited? What was so bad that this young man did that it had to go to that level? Did he step on your new white pair of sneakers? Like, what is it? I don't get it. Where? What was the whole reason for the argument to begin with? Because the young man didn't. I didn't see anything. It took me a while to figure out who he was yelling at. So I'm not gonna say he deserved it because nobody deserves that. But at the same time, there I'm trying to figure out the why. And Sebastian made some great points there. The black market always overpowers the regulated market, and in my opinion is correct in what she said. But I remember growing up that there was this organization called Guardian Angels, and New York was very, very heavy on that. Because as a young girl, I used to ride the subways, but you wouldn't catch me on there anymore. And it's sad because that is an intricate part of the city. But if you don't feel safe, even if its own citizens don't feel safe, um, I just don't know. You're going to have to deploy the National Guard and make it it's everyone's problem. It's just not a New York problem. I think it's everybody's problem now.
Thank you, Savannah Lavdom. Thank you for the super chat. The Pow Pow victim messed around and found out. Well, they did.
Practically it. That's true.
He did. He messed around and found out. He was all in the guy's face. He was tempting him. He was pushing him. And I think the young lady, his girlfriend, he did have him down in a chokehold, and she got scared, and she did. The only way he got up off of him is because of what she did. He felt something, and then he knew he was bleeding, and it did disorient him that quickly, but he still was able to get the thing out of his bag. But that's why he didn't have any control over it, and the other guy was able to grab it. But I'm gonna say this. Did you have to do 4? That's all I'm gonna say. Did you have to do 4?
Amen.
And did you have to do the head?
Diva, that's exactly where I wanted to jump in at.
Yeah.
Is because New York State does not have a self-defense law. Do you know how many people defended themselves and still had to do time? Automatic 5 years if you got a gun on you.
Don't say that word.
Weapon.
Yes.
Weapon. A pow pow.
Yes.
Or that's the automatic 5 flat. They didn't do no investigation. This was such like he was already down. The girl pow-powed him first. He was already down. Why did the man have to go in and throw the extra pow-pows? Like, I feel like, they should have held him until they got that girl. Like, they were supposed to utilize and exercise the law to pull both of them in, because I'm not saying that the victim was right, but if you're gonna apply it fairly, because I know so many people in New York that caught 5 flat just for having it, and they didn't even do, soon as he touched that gun and added those extras, I believe that it should have been apply it fairly. You know what I'm saying? That was my big thing. But since the pandemic, the New York State let all the people that was doing time upstate, they flooded the cities. There was so many homeless people that just got released from prison in the city, sleeping in the streets, causing problems to where it was like at the end of the pandemic, it was a lot of people sleeping in the trains. There was this one guy, he was off his meds, he didn't go get his meds, he just got released, and he was butchering people. I mean, there was videos of people butchered, parts, body parts on the train, blood everywhere. I couldn't believe it. It's been worse. They have deployed the National Guards, and they do have one of the strictest gun laws, power laws in the state. I'm gonna let it go. I'm going. I'm gonna go. Bye.
No, it's okay. No, I want you to speak because you're speaking facts. I was treading lightly because I was trying to figure out how to throw that in there. I get it, but it's no different than if a cop comes. It's like, okay, you could have stopped said person by hitting them in the leg with the pow or the arm or something, and then if they kept going, then all right, maybe you got to keep going. But see, I didn't even know the girl had her hands on the pow.
Yeah, she got it from him first. She let it off, and then she gave it to the guy, and he finished it off.
See, that to me, I don't see how they're counting that as self-defense.
Exactly. Apply it fairly. And being that she was on the video, they were supposed to utilize and exercise everything they have to get her in there.
They said they're still investigating to see. They're not done with their investigation. They still said they aren't finished yet.
Because the last article I read, they said
they don't know. This guy's most likely not going to be
Hold on
charged.
just 1 second. Felicia want to come in, so I'm going to drop down.
Okay.
And the 5 strictest states is California, New Jersey, Connecticut, Hawaii, Illinois. They said New York is number 8.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like I said, I showed that beginning because I wanted everybody to see the beginning. But at the end of the day, I get you had to defend yourself, but baby girl did stab him in the back, and this man got 4 holes in him. I want to say it like that because we got to watch the words on YouTube. It don't make sense to me.
He got 7 holes in him. She poked him 3 times in the back.
Okay, hold
Miniature holes. Miniature holes.
Hold on, Sebastian. Hey, Felicia, you're in the building.
But Wayne didn't get to go.
Okay, I'm sorry. Y'all helping me out because my screen is shifting. Go ahead, Wayne.
Well, first of all, thank God I don't have to depend on public transportation. But the other thing is that, when people have a pow, they have a tendency to have a lot of mouth. They want to run it. Okay, it's like that liquid courage. So his mouth got him in trouble. I'm not saying it should have went that way, but his mouth got him in trouble. And then in the heat of all that, that's what that happens. Nobody has time to sit and assess the situation. Oh, here, the guy was attacking her boyfriend or whatever. Hold on. Sorry about that. Hey, Diva, come back to me. They going crazy.
They upset over this too. Okay, go ahead, Felicia.
Okay, thank you. Hey, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Like many of you know now that this is my playground. I'm out there 4 days a week. So I wanted to share a little bit of background of that video. So what's happening, that's the A train, and that's going express. So it's bypassing like 5 stops. So usually maybe you're a minute in between stops, but in this case, you're like 5 stops in between. So maybe you're about 2.5, 3 minutes. And those are old train cars. So when you're in that train car, you cannot move to the next car. Those doors are locked. And the only way they become unlocked is if the conductor or the motorman will open the door. That's why you see the people crowding down towards one end. Generally, what happens when you board a train and there is a situation, an incident, of which happens to me maybe 2 or 3 times a week, you just get off the next stop, maybe go into the next car. If that looks a little out of order, you just wait for the next train. Or maybe you just go downstairs or upstairs, walk or get a cab or try to stay above ground. As I understand it, this the aggressor, the initial aggressor, um, he's our usual average everyday person on the train. He's just talking out loud, looking to engage with somebody into some kind of verbal warfare or even physical warfare. And most times people move to another car or move away from that person. But it seems like this gentleman, the other guy, was having a bad day. And if I noticed, Savannah said she didn't see the girl is right behind him and he's telling her to shut up and stay behind him. But she got a lot to say over there too. So if you notice, there was even a woman in that train car that's selling food. Part of our problem in the subway is we have a lot of folks who are trying to stay alive and they're selling food, illegal vendors. And many of them travel with their little children. So I understand what the conductor was saying. Many of these women, they're new to the country, our new family members. They are working with the baby strapped on their back with a cloth across them and a little one that's not even knee high, selling the chocolates and the sweets and the fruits. And if you looked at that piece again, you'll see that woman back there in front of a cart of fruit. So she moves all the way back to the other end and there's hardly any space. So now once there's a problem, the conductor's telling them to not pull the emergency cord because that's going to stop the train right where it is. And you can be stopped in between stations. So these two people who have now met each other at that same toxic energy are now deciding that they're going to fight. And the fight turns into what looks like in the seat that the girlfriend's boyfriend is not winning the fight. And if you watch it again, you can see where she starts to jab him in the back. You may not see what's in her hand, but you do see the blood running down. So now they pull into the station. And this happens to be one of the stations that has a police station within the train station. That's why the police are right there on the platform. And as I understand it, the pow-powing continued outside the train car. So it wasn't just in that train car, it is now on the platform. So I don't know why the man who was initially targeted felt he had to do all of that. But when it comes to self-defense, that's what they're alleging. I remind some of you that late last year, a young man his life was taken on the train. He was put in a chokehold by this naval officer, and he passed away right there in the middle of the F train car. And his claim was self-defense, and the people of New York said, no, that was not self-defense. So, this guy, I think, is going to be able to bypass this piece, but his girlfriend is missing. It's not that she wasn't charged. They can't find her. So they've got to find her. It wasn't self-defense for her. She, as Sebastian said, she involved herself and she came up at his back. I don't know what else to say that she should have done. I traveled with mace. I traveled with 2 hammers. Yep, 2 hammers. I travel with a belt. Why? Because they like to push people onto the tracks. Just on Monday, a young woman was pushed on the tracks and both of her feet had to be amputated. So I stand on an open platform, meaning on both sides. So sometimes I just say, let me get out the belt and just strap myself to the train rail here, the steps, because I don't feel like being pushed. Those are my realities when I ride the train. Now, this girl, I understand where they got off. They got off the train over here in Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, over there by the Billie Holiday Theater. I don't know where she lives, but they're going to get her. She's going to get charged with something because she was not part of that fight. I understand that might have been her boyfriend, her brother, her husband, whatever. but she escalated it, and they're looking for her. And
That was not your battle.
in
And
terms
New
of
York
the guy,
State do not have a self-defense law.
Hold on, guys, 1 second. Hold on, guys, because I like for the people to hear the person that's speaking. This is another level of information, Felicia. I appreciate it because I thought this girl was just getting off free.
No, she's missing.
She's missing.
We can't find her. They're looking for her. So I know that was a couple of things said, like the initial perpetrator, aggressor, he claimed to be a police officer. So if he survives, he's probably going to get charged with being fraudulent and representing law enforcement. If you go back and listen to the thing, he goes, "I'm the police." I ain't no police. Okay.
Yeah, because he said he was going to arrest the girl as soon as it stopped.
Exactly. He's not NYPD. He's not FBI. He's none of those things. And then there was some reference that he was asking people if they were migrants or not. What does it matter? So that would be, in his case, some kind of a bias law. You're targeting people based on their ethnicity. So if he survived, he's going to get charged. They're going to get him for something. So he's not going to get off this woman. They're going to find her. And like I've said, I'm going to remain consistent. Get her off the streets. Get her off the streets. No.
Ooh, child. You know what? She did too much. She did too much. You poked him in the back. Then you kept saying, "I ain't do nothing." What are you talking about? I didn't do nothing. And the boyfriend was telling her to shut up.
Right. To get behind
I did not know that she was part of the pow-powing. I thought it was just him.
No, I don't recall her being a part of the pow-powing. I'm told that when it spills out onto the platform, the self-defense guy at this point goes a little bit further. I don't know how come he didn't get struck by the NYPD, but he didn't. And in terms of the National Guard, we've had the National Guard in tourist train stations. And when I say tourist train, I mean tourist areas. Since 9/11, it is not uncommon to come visit Times Square and see the National Guard armed forces. But this was taking place in Brooklyn. We don't have any kind of law enforcement. We don't have them on the platform necessarily, or on the station, or in the train. But because they were pulling into Hoyt and Skimmerhorn, which is downtown Brooklyn, they have a police station in there. That's why they were able to apprehend these people so quickly.
So, but who did they apprehend? It must have just been
the first aggressor. The
and
person who eventually did the
home. She must have ran from there.
She probably walked right across the platform and got on the train going in a different direction. They're going to get her. They're going to get her.
Oh, Brown Eyes, I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. She said, Felicia, thanks for sharing your experiences.
You're welcome. I'm sorry I have those experiences, but I could answer because some of the folks was asking, well, this, and that. Most, I would say 80% of New Yorkers, when that's going down, you saw how quietly the people move? They move. You leave the car. You go to another car. You just exit the train. You don't engage. So many of these people are suffering from real mental health issues. I know we hear this all the time, but that's what's going on. There's no programs for these folks. There's no place for them to rest their heads. They live and sleep in the subway. True. And this is what we encounter.
Oh my God.
So and Leo's absolutely correct. We got the strictest pow-pow laws in the country. And not only is one with the pow-pow, I'm worried about this chick. I never thought she would have had that on her.
Right.
Forget it. From now on, I'm pulling the mace on everybody. The kids too. Everybody going. I'm done.
Felicia, see, you be doing well, and then you go off the rails. Not the kids. Not the kids.
You think I'm kidding?
Melanated Energy, I know you want to say something. Go ahead.
No, what I wanted to say was that New York State do not have self-defense law. So for that man to get off is crazy to me. Like, there's so many people that has been, had to do time and try to use self-defense, and it really was self-defense, and they still had to do their time because of what they considered would be a crime. And I find that to be a crime that he was not charged.
That is true because I know someone. This happened to my aunt. There was a robber that came into her apartment. She lived in an apartment. She was on the third floor. There was no elevators. There was only stairs, and her apartment was the last one on that floor. And some guy came and started banging at the door, and she was like, "Get away, go away!" And she pushed him, and he tumbled down all flights, till to the floor. Yes. And he didn't end up making it, but she was very scared because the police were they already arrested her and everything, and she was saying self defense. He It was very hard for her, but she didn't do any time, but she was behind the cell, had a mugshot. It was bad. It was bad, y'all. It was bad.
This is insane. It's sad because New York is a very high tourist.
Populated.
It's high populated, but it's high for the tourists. And I love. Listen, I was born and raised in the Bronx. I love roaming around the city. I love it.
Me too. I'm from Queens. I was born and raised in Queens.
Yeah, but it's just so sad to know that like it's just so much danger. We're gonna have to stay connected to this case. And just to give y'all an update, if y'all hang with us all the time on the Boeing 747 case, the whistleblower, well, his bestie came out and said that he told her that if something happened to me, I didn't unalive myself.
Oh shoot.
Which we all kind of came to that conclusion that this don't make sense. We don't feel he unalived himself. But the bestie came out and said, he said to me, I didn't unalive myself.
I believe the bestie. I believe this. The whole Boeing situation. It's crazy because Boeing and Airbus are the two companies that make the most planes in the world. Not just in America, in the world.
It's the 787, not the 47.
Thank you, Wade. Well, y'all better. And listen, we talked about gambling. Y'all better play 747 tonight or tomorrow. I don't know. But thank you, Wayne. I appreciate you. Listen, guys, I'm going to roll because we way over time, but I'm going to roll right into this feel-good story. Listen, all of these conversations we are having lately, they're hard to have. They are. But it's about real life and things that are going on. You know, addiction is addiction. Addiction is addiction. Because now that doctor from the TV, he was on those Ozempic, he got off those Ozempic, and he's saying, I'm big again. I got to go get me some Ozempic. What's the plastic surgeon? So now Ozempic got customers for life. Everything is about the dollar bill, the bottom line. So it's the same in Philly. Yeah, Philly, my sister works in Philly. She said it's a war zone. She says it's a war zone. And only the strong will survive, and not even the strong sometimes. You got to watch Duck dive with all. It's sad. The police have got to do, and the politicians, they got to save us. We paying all these taxes. Save us.
Diva, it's even worse. Some people are literally going to Mexico to get semaglutide shots and Ozempic shots at the pharmacy in Tijuana.
That's crazy. And
they make pills now too.
I just have to be big. I'm not. I can't. I ain't doing all that. Now, listen, guys. I'm about to show this feel-good story. I appreciate y'all being here. This is a really good feel-good story because this is about, you know what? Don't give up. Don't give up. As long as you wake up and you breathing and God give you another chance, I don't care what it is you want to be in this world. You can still do it. Wait till you see this story here. This is a good one. Now, it's a good... I'll wait to the end. Listen. I admire him, but I'm gonna need him to get.
Good, I was just say I bought that story, D, but I can't eat them cupcakes. He washing his hands. I don't know if he washing his hands or not, but he's sticking his hand all in the dough. He probably drinking them.
That part.
And listen, though he got confidence, he said he gonna make him ice cream on the level of Ben and Jerry's. Come on now.
Oh
Baby,
God.
he's sticking his fingers too much in them cupcakes.
Come on
And he
now.
probably drunk. He ended
I
up making them.
mean,
He said
Oh,
about a dozen. Yeah, because they getting drunk.
Yeah, brown eyes never put a period where God has a comma. I'm trying to tell you, I admire him, but I'm gonna need him to start using some gloves. I don't want to send the inspection people over to his business, but I'm just saying, maybe you want to take a peek through the window. I don't know.
you don't use gloves in the restaurant industry. You don't use gloves because sometimes gloves can actually carry more bacteria than actually constantly washing your hands.
I seen them cut up stuff with gloves on all the time.
That's true, but they
That's
could
why
become
you
more
change the
dirtier.
glove.
Yeah, you just change your gloves. He tapping the cupcake with his hand, talking about it's done. He got his finger all up in the mix. I'm good.
He drunk off them cupcakes.
But I love him though, because he ain't give up. Listen,
yeah, he ain't give it up, baby, because that alcohol got him going. That alcohol got him filthy.
Thank you guys. Listen, y'all hung out with me Saturday night. I appreciate y'all. And we had the conversation. We're going to have to stay close to this Brooklyn story because baby girl, she might be in trouble. She might be in trouble, okay? Bruno Mars, we wish him the best. I want him to go to Gamblers Anonymous because I don't want him to own GM another dime. And Nene Leakes and Porsha, you never win when you play dirty. Listen, guys, if you didn't hit that like button coming in, hit it on your way out. I want to thank y'all for being here.
Hit the like button, y'all, else we going on strike.
Good night and goodbye, everybody.
Good night.
Junior Cheetah Diva.